When you wake up well-rested on a great mattress, everything becomes clear.
My life coach has a terrible life.
Things you missed when you were tired finally reveal themselves.
I should just get fake plants.
It's Mattress Firm's once-a-year sale and clearance. Save up to 30% on select prior year Tempur-Pedic beds and bases. Plus, get a $300 gift for pillows and more, all with free and fast delivery. Deals this big won't last long, so don't miss out. The right mattress matters. We'll find yours. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Tired of ads interrupting your gripping investigations? Good news. Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Ads shouldn't be the scariest thing about true crime. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free true crime to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads. Enjoy thousands of Acast shows ad-free for Prime subscribers. Some shows may have ads.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and welcome to an episode of Transfer Daily for the EPL Index. So I'm Dave Davis, running you through the stories on a breezy, cool Sunday where I am. And it's Sunday, so naturally all the supplements, the interviews, the red tops, the gossip columns are flowing over, aren't they, so to speak? So, ladies and gents, let's run through them as normal for you. So, starting internationally, almost here across a few places, a fair few countries involved in this one, the Jordan Henderson story. So, the Mirror is one of the main ones to shout out there. Says that Ajax specifically are looking to close a loan deal for Jordan Henderson from Ettifaq, where obviously he moved from Liverpool in the summer. Now, interesting one this, because they don't really specify the fees exactly, the loan fees involved, shall we say, the amount of money or wages that will be covered in there, not really specified. A couple of details that a few other reports have mentioned, which are really key. Henderson does fly out to Dubai, doesn't he, to meet back with the Ettifaq camp, and that's expected to happen in the next 24 to 48 hours. And it's expected that when he meets with Steven Gerrard, obviously the manager, and their director of football, Mark Allen, that he will confirm what every single paper in the land has reported, that he wants to leave. It shouldn't really be any surprise. So it will be interesting to see what comes of that, but definitely one to keep an eye on over the next few days as well. And there's a few other sides he's been linked with, apparently, according to different reports, he's been touted everywhere, but the main other team that keeps coming up is Juventus. So Corriere dello Sport, they mentioned that. The only other thing is a few of the Italian outlets do have that Juventus also like a few other midfielders as well, so it doesn't seem that Henderson's necessarily the first choice. Don't forget, they were also linked quite heavily with Calvin Phillips, weren't they, at one point as well? So a midfielder of some sort, maybe English, may arrive at Juventus. So that's the big ones to keep an eye on. Now, a couple of papers have run with this, but a couple of Spanish outlets specifically have put that Chelsea and Liverpool will rival Manchester United and Real Madrid for Newcastle midfielder Bruno Guimaraes. Now, it's a funny one about Guimaraes because obviously we've all seen the official announcements around Newcastle's accounts and the losses. And obviously things come in, don't they, like financial fair play, the PSR calculation, the amount they can lose over that rolling 3-year period. And there's a lot of articles recently, haven't they, that Newcastle may well have to sell or sacrifice a start to progress forward, as it were. There's also the fact they lost to City yesterday. They look a million miles off getting top 4, so that goes into the mix. And it wouldn't be any surprise to see a lot of clubs interested, no time soon, but in the summer, in Bruno Guimaraes. In fact, I think a lot of people would put money on that they'd be surprised if he is starting in a Newcastle shirt come next season. Other ones that are being floated, the Mirror also mentions that a long-time rumour that United are hoping to open talks with Benfica for João Neves, with a price tag, as a few other reports in the Mirror say here, around £100 million. They won't be alone. It's very possible United are clearing decks at the moment, aren't they, realistically? But they will face competition for the talented youngster. He is the next one off Benfica's rank, so to speak, after the Enzo Fernandez, Darwin Nunes. There's always someone, isn't there, with Benfica? That's the nature of their club, what their shareholders are looking to do. So it would be a little surprise, let's put it that way, if he's the next one. To Manchester United, I think that would be a surprise because it's looking highly unlikely they'll be in the Champions League. But with Ineos and their investment, who knows what the summer will bring. So definitely one to keep an eye on, not now, but for the summer as well. A few others mentioned in the gossip column, a couple relating to Everton, actually. So, yeah, the 777, they're set to take over Everton. Or are they? As a few papers have reported today that they have pumped another £50 million into the club, and that's to keep it essentially running, isn't it? Pay the general fees, costs. Everton being active this window, it looks like loans and other things. But, you know, there's a few reports saying they're getting antsy. It's understandable because they've still not been fully ratified yet through the Premier League. And I'll let you have your own opinions on the fit and proper persons test and all those types of things. But as it stands, they are not officially ratified. So we will have to keep an eye on that in the coming months. And also Everton are mentioned by a few, such as the Mirror and others, that they are still pushing hard, and it's linked to United again, to get Hannibal in, isn't it? The midfielder that's clearly looking to go on loan. And United are doing that. They're clearing the decks, aren't they? That Van der Beek's gone, Sancho gone.
Kroger always gives you savings and rewards on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Kroger app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply.
We've locked in low prices to help you save big store-wide. Look for the locked-in low prices tags and enjoy extra savings throughout the store. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Tired of ads interrupting your gripping investigations? Good news. Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Ads shouldn't be the scariest thing about true crime. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free true crime to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads. Enjoy thousands of Acast shows ad-free for Prime subscribers. Some shows may have ads.
Now it looks like Hannibal will be gone. All on temporary moves. How permanent they work out will be seen in the summer, but they are clearing decks. And quite a few have reported that the player favours Sevilla, but United want him to go to Everton and get that experience under the books. Even if he then moves on, he's got Premier League on his CV, so to speak. So definitely want to keep an eye on that. That is expected to fully happen this month. Other general things coming up, probably to point out that Brentford have made a move to sign Reguilon on loan from Spurs. If you think, he came back from United, didn't he? That loan move didn't work out, the Argentinian left-back. And now, if he does register, obviously, for Spurs, he cannot play for another club in this window. But it looks like Spurs are set to turn him straight around. Brentford are in talks, according to the Mail, and a fair few others. So that is fully expected to happen by the end of the window. So one to keep an eye on. And also, an interesting one. We talked about midfielders for Juventus. Oriel Mangala, so the Forest boy, there's a lot of interest in him, isn't it? That he's fully expected to move on. A lot of loan offers, interestingly, for this player. So Juventus joined Napoli and Galatasaray, according to Sky Germany, in being seriously interested. And there's been a lot of people like Romano, Plettenberg, etc., talking about Oriel Mangala. So it would be little surprise if he does move on from a struggling Forest side. Maybe the manager change from Cooper to Espirito Santo played a part. Who knows? But fully expected, Mangala does leave the City ground by the end of this window. Other interesting news, just to note that Jesse Lingard has sacked his agent. Who'd have thought it after he offered himself to Barcelona? But a lot of papers and Sky Sports running with this one that he's looked at options, hasn't he, since he left Forest? He was training with Ettifaq and that didn't materialise for whatever reason. You spec money there. Looked at other clubs, been training with West Ham, obviously getting mocked on Instagram by former United players, various things. But Jesse Lingard is without a club as it stands. So he sacked his agents. It'll be interesting to see if anyone... That does have the feel of a January thing, doesn't it? close of the window, Jesse Lingard rocks up somewhere where the club are desperate, and it's just a roll of the dice to see if they can get anything out of him. It will be interesting to see where that is. And the other thing is a few articles have mentioned recently, and when I say articles, it's a lot linked to the comments of certain managers. FFP's played a part, hasn't it? FFP, the PSR calculation, it hasn't given many the January they suspected, and managers have been honest about that. Unai Emery has said that, essentially players will have to go before they can come in for what we're looking to do. So Callum Chambers is one, Traore is the other, that he just said publicly they can go. Has said, though, that Duran will not go anywhere, which I think a lot of people are a bit surprised by, because it seems he's primed for a low move just to get that experience, but that's a point of view. And Eddie Howe's been honest, hasn't he? He was playing the begging bowl game, said that no clubs will give us help. I'm not really sure what Eddie Howe expected exactly, but obviously Newcastle released their accounts, as we mentioned before, so that's put a dint in that. We know Everton's situation. It looks like Liverpool are keeping their powder dry. City, very happy with their squad. Naturally, Calvin Phillips is the one to keep an eye on still, although that seems to have gone quiet, but I think everyone expects something by the end of the window. Arsenal, they are naturally looking to do something, as Mikel Arteta has said. However, can they do it? Can they get that striker they so badly need? I know people are going to say Ivan Toney, but it's so hard in this window. Even Emmanuel Petit on DAZN Bets was saying that they need quite a lot of things, but I think the striker is in their main wheelhouse of need, shall we say, at the moment. So can they do it? It's a very difficult window, as we know, to get the players that you want. Chelsea, naturally quiet. I mean, there's a few gone out, haven't they? Like Maatsen on loan, etc. They're looking to clear the decks. Pochettino says they're looking. They've had the meetings with the relevant people. So there's a lot to keep an eye on. It does have the feeling, though, people, that if there's moves, they will be A, late, and B, of a temporary nature, largely. I think that's fair to say. There's a few sort of Saudi moves, like Lodi looks like he's going there. Carrera from Atletico, possibly there. But, as Saudi have sort of leaked through the various sources, they've spent their budget as well. So it's just a little bit quiet at the moment. The Premier League obviously is on some sort of break for most of the clubs, and the FA Cup. So we may see some movement over the next few days, over the next few weeks, but it could well be there's a bit of a surge, shall we say, at the end. But that's an update from the Sundays. So that was me, Dave Davis, giving you the transfer daily for EPL Index.
Sports Social Podcast Network.
Tired of ads interrupting your gripping investigations? Good news. Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Ads shouldn't be the scariest thing about true crime. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free true crime to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads. Enjoy thousands of Acast shows ad-free for Prime subscribers. Some shows may have ads.